In partnership with Redpoint Ventures, we are at Nasdaq's MarketSite celebrating the Redpoint InfraRed 100 list. My name is Christina Ayanian, and joining me today is CTO and co-founder of Sigma Computing, Rob Woollen. Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk about Sigma. What is Sigma and what is your role there?
Absolutely. There's about 1 billion spreadsheet users in the world. And those people have been sitting for 15 years, a little bit on the sidelines, honestly, watching technologists like me talk about big data, talk about cloud platforms. They've seen the rise of these platforms that, people can, if you're a technologist, someone who knows like SQL or Python, those people can analyze billions of rows, work with all of their company's data. But those spreadsheet users, they're honestly sort of have a lot of the same dashboards and reports they've always had. They've had the same sort of PC applications. So Jason France and I set out to really solve that problem for them. We wanted to offer them the same power of those platforms, but extend it to everyone in your company that could use a spreadsheet. Let them write formulas, let them build pivot tables right on those platforms.
That's amazing. You're enabling non-technical and non-data teams to really analyze and understand their data and in turn drive better business decisions.
Exactly.
What are the kinds of organizations that use Sigma?
Well, as you'd imagine in this world today, I think like
everyone,
right? Every company, every role these days is a data role, but it probably also wouldn't surprise you because of our spreadsheet influence that we do see concentrations, areas like finance. So a lot of the biggest banks in the world, a lot of the biggest financial institutions down the street here in New York are customers of ours. Another big one is healthcare. So imagine patient data, claims data. These are things that there's a lot of volume, but you also care a lot about governance and security. I don't want my patient data on someone's PC, right? I want it in a regulated, governed environment.
Absolutely.
And then lastly, think about retail or anything with a supply chain, right? You don't want to wait for an end of the month report to make a decision on strategy. Our companies and our customers, they want to make these decisions instantly, right? How did I do on Prime Day? How did I do on Black Friday, right? And exactly make those decisions.
That's amazing. So there's really many different verticals that you service, and I'm sure it extends beyond the 3 that we just discussed as well.
Absolutely. Pretty much if you need data or a spreadsheet, you are a target customer of ours.
Every organization, like we said before. Now, there's a lot of business intelligence and analytics tools out there. What differentiates Sigma?
Absolutely. So I think traditionally you've looked at these tools. You've had a small number of technical users. They're the ones that are using these tools to build really reports and dashboards that the vast majority of people just look at and then they download into Excel. So you end up with really sort of 2 different worlds. You have these users that are technical users kind of living in their world, and they really have no connection to the people that then take the data and run off with it and do analysis. So in that environment, there's a lot of, frankly, frustration and friction. Both sides don't really understand what everyone else is trying to do. And so the Sigma way to work is instead to say, let's bring everyone together. Let's have them in one platform. Let's let them collaborate together and actually see what each other is doing, work live together. So just like in, say, something like Google Docs, where you and I can be in there together, we can see exactly what each other is doing. You see the exact same experience in Sigma. You and I would work together. We can collaborate. We can mentor each other. We can work together. That's really the Sigma way to work that we're trying to unlock.
That's amazing. You're streamlining business processes and being that bridge that bridges the gap between different teams within an organization.
Absolutely. I think if we all can work together, we'll all work much faster, iterate much more quickly.
Now, how are data products moving beyond the classic reporting and dashboarding?
So if you think about the sort of history of this industry, and business intelligence has been around for 25 or more years, it's generally been really sort of focused on looking at the past. You're looking at what happened and then trying to make future decisions based on it. So if you think about really sort of this spreadsheet influence that we've had, it gives us, I think, a really kind of a broader view of the world. We think a lot about, hey, in a spreadsheet, the origin of spreadsheet was being able to say, what if? So what if, these deals closed, how would that change all of my pipeline? What if I changed the territory? How would all these things change? And that requires you to type data, maybe add some of your own data, and that really has never been a part of these existing platforms. And so that's the first sort of fundamental change we see. But if you extend that vision further, there's so many companies that talk about they run their business on a spreadsheet. And I think the emergence of these cloud platforms, you're going to see the same thing. Instead of running their business on spreadsheets, they're going to start running their business and their applications on these cloud data platforms like Sigma, because that's the only place you have sort of that single view of your customer. It's the only place where you have all the data about them. So it's natural to really sort of run your business there.
So we've talked about the spreadsheet component. We've talked about the cloud component. Now let's move into AI. We see generative AI everywhere in the news now. How is this impacting Sigma?
Yes, as you'd imagine, probably every one of my customers, every one of my conversations involve someone asking something about AI. I think, in the first part, you're seeing, I think, much like we saw in the industry as a whole, you're seeing a lot of people start with sort of focused on a technical user. So I've seen a million companies that are focused on, hey, I want to make a SQL user or a Python user more productive. What we've been focused on with our customers is actually looking there, but also beyond there into the sort of spreadsheet user or the business user and thinking, how can I make that user more productive? How can I make them work faster? And I think rather than thinking about how to replace that person, I'm actually much more interested in saying, what does that person hate to do? Like, what are the mundane things that they have to do as part of their job? And can we leverage AI to automate that portion of their job? And then the second part of it, we founded this company based on empowering people, right? Trying to make it so this was more accessible. I think AI is a great avenue there. It's opening up new interfaces where more and more people can use these products.
Absolutely. I love that you're not replacing, but you're actually leveraging in order to propel your business and in order to propel your customers' business as well.
Right. I think fundamentally our customers, they want to move faster. And that's one of the things the AI is going to offer us.
Absolutely. Now you're a Series C company. You've grown tremendously. What's next?
It's always more growth, more customers, more everything. I think, we as a company have been blessed to be able to grow very quickly with our customers. And I think the focus is to continue expanding there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. We look forward to continue following, and we know the sky's the limit for you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us.